Internet, this episode is brought to you by the good folks at Bevel.
Ow.
Of course it is.
It's the first and only system clinically proven to prevent bumps, bruises, ingrown hairs, and anything that comes with having coarse or curly hair.
I'm thinking this ain't the first time you heard a Bevel ad.
Not at all.
These guys are doing their thing. These women are doing their thing. I'm telling you one thing. They have put in work after work after work after work. Putting out great product. Okay?
Yeah, my China out here feeling like a baby's bottom.
I'm telling you, they got the trimmer, they got the shaver, and they got all the grooming products. Go to getbevel.com/Pete. Again, that's getbevel.com/Pete. Find out the discounts you get on Bevel. You get your first month free. Listen, there's discounts over there. Go to getbevel.com/Pete. Check out what's going on. Now let's get to the show.
Right now.
CHEA.
Come on, everybody get set, let's go. It's the next episode. It's the Premium Pete Show. News, interviews, all of the info. Listen up, it's the Premium Pete Show. If you want the scoop in the low, down low, listen to the show, cause Milk said so. Fuck what you heard, better act like you know. Miss Lissa knows. It's the Premium Pete Show.
I was like, good gracious, ass is bodacious, oh flirtatious, trying to show patience. I'm looking for the right time to shoot my steez, looking for the right time to flash them keys. Well, I'm leaving, please believe it. Me and the rest of my heathen checking out tonight in the top of the Four Seasons penthouse rooftop girls I'm feeding. No teething. I need you to get up on the dance floor. Get that man what he asking for. Hey, cause I feel like busting loose and I feel like touching you. Can't nobody stop the juice. Now, baby, tell me what's the use. I said, it's getting hot in here. I'm about to take this wig off. I am getting so hot. I'm about to take this wig off.
Take it off.
With a little bit of and a sprinkle of the hat. Let it ring all out.
Let me tell you, the only thing she is missing is a Band-Aid. That's the only thing she's missing. Internet, Miss Lissa is giving it to you, getting hot in here. I thought she was going to say she didn't take her clothes off.
Nah, when it get real hot, it's because your head is sweating. You got to take off that extra hat.
Well, I thought you were going to take off your clothes. And right off the bat, I'm going to say, look, me and Dallas, last episode, we asked the internets to slide up in the DMs, and they've been doing it.
They really have.
I think so.
And I can't stand you guys, and then when I ignore the DM, what happens? They pop up on Twitter, like publicly, like, hey. And then they got those, what is it called, GIFs, the gifts? They got mad gifts.
She said what's called GIF?
They come bearing gifts, GIFs.
The way you said that's like, what's that called?
I'm mad, like, what is that? What are those things called? Memes?
Yeah, so it's...
memes?
But it's a beautiful thing to see people still to this day sliding up in the DMs because, listen, internets, we found out Miss Lissa's a little dry in that section. Okay? It's the top of the year, right? Tax returns are coming.
I can't believe she's dry.
I'm dry.
Because she comes in here extra juicy.
But she's picky.
Wait. First of all,
she comes in here though looking like that mango that's about to fall down off the tree,
right off your head.
I'm feeling mango
because it's just filled with juice. It's like the juice is just about to come out. I know that's how I feel.
And I never need lip gloss on it.
Well, listen, internet, make sure you continue.
Please don't. No.
Continue to slide up in Miss Lissa's DM.
It's
but
not gonna
do it
work.
right though. Do it right though. For real. Internet. I'm trying to tell y'all. Let me try to give you this picture right now. Do not slide in the DMs with that weak shit though. Don't slide because right now you cannot spend all that money in one night, my niggas. You're gonna have some of that money left over in the morning. So don't slide up in the DMs with that weak shit for real. Keep that weak shit to your other IG broads.
I always in my mind picture me falling in love with someone that I work with though. It's just something about pen in the room. It's just something about an ambitious guy. Lord. I remember I was at an event. I'm not even going to drop his name, but my friends know when I see this person, I get hot. I'm like, ooh, he start yelling at people. I love a busy man.
Is she talking about me?
No.
Oh. No. Okay.
No, I'm not talking about
But you are ambitious, though, Premium.
Thank you.
But you do have dreams and aspirations.
But I hope you're not getting hot to knowing that I'm ambitious, I mean, she gets hot to know people are ambitious, but... some things single people off.
So, I mean, sometimes the aspirations of a motherfucker could be sexy to somebody. Why not?
But you know what I was thinking? I was considering, I think it would be like a fun segment, maybe in February since Valentine's Day. I would go on a date with like someone, maybe one of the fun internets. We'll screen them, and then we'll come and talk about it.
Yes, we'll definitely vet. We'll definitely vet them. All right,
Yeah,
that
like
sounds
very love connection-y. Like I'll come back. We could like have me leave the room. You guys can talk to him and without me hearing and see what the fuck he's saying.
Well, we gotta have someone new.
Internets. That sounds like something that we want to work on.
Yeah, New York based. Well, how far can we? I mean, if they're willing to drive up for the date,
I don't know about these Philly dudes. They crazy or
no? Nothing. Philly dudes are good dudes.
You can rub it on the beard.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, you could put drop that while it's hot right on the beard.
Right
but here's
on
the
the
thing.
beard.
That's dope. So, internets, listen, make sure you, you know what? Send an email. thepremiumpshow@gmail.com.
Please include a picture.
Yep.
Subject line, sliding up in the DM.
Yes. and we'll set up a date with you and Miss Lissa.
Oh, and I need to know your sign. Like, we're not even going to play.
Okay.
I need a picture and your sign. And
And
if
your
you
dick
feel
size.
Well, hold on.
fresh,
Let's
the
start
W2.
let's start the pre-vetting. All right, boom. Picture what sign? Is there any particular sign that you?
No, I'm not going to do that because they're going to trick. They might lie. Just let them be truthful.
Okay.
They may lie.
I'm like, oh yeah, I really love Capricorn. Next, all the niggas is Capricorns. I got check ID. Like, no, just write your real stuff. We'll figure it out.
And you be professional, but also don't be afraid to shoot your shot. Because I'll be honest with you, if the first dude that maybe he goes in there, he takes a picture of him naked, you may like it.
Or no, don't do that. Or you could be really creative and do a video like you were trying out for the real world. Like, hey, Miss Lissa, I'm blah blah blah. Let me see that personality. Let me see
Premium
it shine.
gonna be vetting the images. So dudes,
don't send no dick pics.
or maybe listen.
Now you know what's gonna be dope. How about
whatever
this?
you do in your own private life, Premium. Listen,
We'll
I'm
try
not
and do
gonna
this for February. We'll set it up. You go on a date if you're not too far away, and if you got that buddy pass and you want to come in, that's up to you. But send that to thepremiumpshow@gmail.com. And I'll tell you one thing: if it gets selected and you go out on a date, we'll have you come up on the show and discuss the date with Miss Lissa and how it went. Because I know you're gonna probably lose your mind.
You're gonna fall in love. Don't be coming and getting hit by Cupid's arrow now.
That was what are we starting? The Bachelor on here in February?
I mean, just for Valentine's. Just for Valentine's. One time. If we could find somebody solid goal to take Miss Lissa on a date, I feel like she deserves it. I always see her, and I just say to myself, damn.
Yeah.
Just looking like a sweet Cheddar Bay biscuit. Just needs some gravy on that. She just needs some gravy on it.
Yeah, I agree. But you know what? We probably got to put a low jack on her when she goes on this date. God forbid. Internets are crazy, man.
No, don't you worry about a thing. I'm
Next
gonna
thing you
go
know,
live.
she's in the trunk. Somebody fucking hit her in the head with a brick. You know?
I don't think she was in crunch handling her business. I think she could put a dude in a headlock.
That's a fact.
If need be. She could suplex a dude.
Yeah, shout out to rest in peace to Jimmy Superfly Snooker.
Yes, indeed.
Growing up, wrestling dude, legendary wrestling dude. Growing up, he was the reason why I used to try to jump off my couches. Because dude was he was famous for jumping off the
top rope of the ring.
No shoes. He was was a Native American.
No, I think he was a Hawaiian.
Oh, like The Rock.
Like Samoan type.
No, his cousin. What's it? The chubby one? Rafiki Atish. The chubby one from the WWE.
Rashiki.
Yeah.
Is that the one that used to put his ass on people?
Yes.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
Was The Rock's cousin. Was that his real cousin or just like soap opera cousin?
No, I think that's his real cousin.
They look alike.
I don't know. I'll be honest with you. Obviously,
Immigrante.
The wrestling is like a soap opera. I couldn't imagine being that dude that's like, look, Rashiki tonight is gonna put that ass on you. We're gonna put an extra $500 in your check. Not all money is worth it.
You may not even have had to.
Not all money is worth it.
So if they offered you $10,000, you gonna let Rafiki's butt crack and the sweat juice hit the eyebrow real quick?
Here's the thing: people got to see that. Keep in mind, right? Here's the thing I say too. Depending on how much all money ain't good money. Think about it. You have a kid, right? And you out there and somebody, get whatever it is. You out there,
compromising yourself. Go ahead.
For small change, 10,000. Taxes after taxes getting taken out. How much you got, DP?
Hold on for a second. You talking about putting paying taxes on street money? premium?
Yeah, no, not. I'm saying if I was a wrestler.
Okay. I see what you're saying. If you're getting a check and then boom, you're gonna have to pay freelancer.
Imagine
or
paying
independent
taxes on
contractor.
someone putting their ass in your face. Another guy like that. I mean, if that's not something you want.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Someone just asked me, man, what would I take to show up at Donald Trump's inauguration? And I would do that shit easy because he's giving checks out right now.
Really?
Yeah, it's
He's
like
giving checks out.
Yeah, but like I said, I want to go back to saying it. Not all money is good money.
Well, $300,000 is good
that
money.
sounds good to me.
$300,000.
I'm in the front row. Donald,
and then
Humaye, Donald, Humaye.
Take 50,000 and do good with it.
Extra bamboozled.
You know,
I'm
take
shucking
some of that
and
money,
right
take some of
there.
that bread,
Excuse
and do
me,
good
I
with
just
it.
gotta get to my seat. I'm waiting for the inauguration for the president.
Yeah, but what's gonna happen?
I'm shucking in. Hello.
That's right.
What's
That's
gonna
right.
happen is people gonna come for you. Are
That's
you ready
true.
for that backlash?
That's true. That's true. Listen.
Listen.
Backlash come.
But
You
let me
could
ask
come
you,
and to get the back shots.
come
'Cause
because-
I don't give a fuck.
How long does the backlash last?
you
Think
know,
of-
in this
Block
think about that.
everybody. Just block them.
It'd be one day of people like blah blah blah.
But keep in mind,
and you just hit mute. I ain't got no time for this.
but keep in mind, right? If you think about it, in this day and age, right, people are gonna get mad at you because you're, more so not because that you're turning down a check, or that you're doing something with Donald, but because of the principle of things. So they don't know your situation. No one's gonna forgive you for that.
Listen, then they didn't really fuck with you in the first place.
Well,
They didn't really.
You're saying he has an open checkbook because
I'm saying take some money
Mm-hmm.
from the cracker, from the devil, and do some good with it, and keep your lights on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, listen. At the end of the day, when the electric grid gets fried, solar flares hit us up. When the tsunami comes, earthquake puts California back into the water. None of this shit will matter.
I thought about that when
Zombie apocalypse.
true that.
What will any of this matter? Will anything that happened on Twitter be relevant?
No, it's the same thing about the street. You hang out, you worry about the neighborhood, your street status, the things you've done in the neighborhood. After 25, 30 years, the neighborhood changes. Nobody even knows who the fuck you were if you moved out of there.
Right.
Right. It's like you delete your
So,
wholeness.
so you're ready to fight for your neighborhood or your street or your borough. When in 30 years you go back to where you're a kid and you're like, I used to run these streets, and all you see is a fucking hot dog cart in the corner. Ain't nobody know who the fuck you are. But also, keep in mind, when we talk about Donald Trump, I Googled it last night because I was wondering. I was like, I was telling Loki now, I said, who the fuck is performing at this inauguration? So I Googled it, and I saw Toby, what's that guy's name? Toby
Maguire. Okay.
3 Doors Down.
Okay.
And I don't even know who the fuck.
Who's that 3 Doors Down? Christian rap band? Who's that?
I don't
don't
even
know.
They're 3 doors down. But then I looked and there was like Steve Christ. I don't even know who the fuck these people were.
Right.
So I guess he's obviously having a hard time.
He's going to go to the Instagram stars because nobody really want to do it.
So who are you gonna see there?
He's gonna have to get Shiggy Show.
Yep. Who else?
King Keyron.
Relly
Yeah.
on Smash. What's that guy's name?
Super Scent.
mad public figures.
Yeah.
He gonna have to
Will
get
be-
Instagram's
We'll be holding them
finest.
down. But listen. I say, man, take some of that money and do some good with it. If you choose to, because frankly, all these people that we think is holding up the culture, a lot of times it'd be a facade.
Yeah.
Period, Pete. A lot of times it'll all be a facade.
Well,
Speaking of facades, how do you guys feel about Steve Harvey?
yeah, I mean,
How do we feel about Steve
Yeah,
Harvey?
going to go hang out with Trump. Talking about Trump need allies, blah, 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 blah. I think that envelope said, let's go see the president, and he went to the wrong. Is Trump here? And
that could be the
with
possibility.
Obama.
No.
But
Steve
then
Harvey.
again-
Steve Harvey was already tight with Trump anyway. I mean, hosting the beauty pageants
Yeah.
and stuff like that. They was already connected anyhow. They was already,
He need to let Trump
Birds of
borrow
a
one of
feather.
his wigs.
But do you believe in?
You know, the whole time that flat top was a wig, that was a lace front. I don't trust him.
that wasn't a waste front.
That was.
But let me ask you: do you believe
he
in?
had that sewed into his scalp.
That shit
You're
popped right up.
stupid. Do you? But honestly, do you believe in that somewhere, somehow, like this guy is not going to be able to run like what you're saying, and it got me thinking because, this guy's not gonna be able to run this world for 4 years or 8 years without anybody trying to do anything. You know what I mean? Like meaning like the guy's got to put his hands up somehow and be like, yo, I need some type of help. Mm-hmm. Do people get ridiculed because of trying to even like no one can mess with Trump ever?
No.
And I don't mean mess with Trump because I don't like anything he stands for. The guy's a douchebag. But what I mean is, as being the president, and if he says like, look, I need help, or or I would like to do this, or I would like to start a program that opens up parks for kids that are in need. Nobody goes and tries to run. I don't. You know what I'm saying?
I just feel like there's going to be people who look at this thing and take the opportunity to do something sincerely progressive and positive for others. All right, there were people within the last administration who did shit just for self, who did shit particularly motivated for their ends and their means. And we went through the last 8 years saying, man, this is the greatest president we've ever had in our lives. I didn't say that, but there was a chorus of people who said that. So, I don't even want to be cynical about Obama, just like I don't really want to be cynical about Trump.
Was definitely.
Listen, we got work to do, regardless.
Yeah.
Whoever's president, we got work to do.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, whoever's president don't even matter, because if I'm late on my light bill, they are really going to have me doing my shit under candlelight.
But you always told me that you don't pay the bill until they send the pink slip one.
No, not the
yellow?
No, the light company sends a blue letter.
Oh, the blue one. What does
when
that
they
mean?
send that blue, that means they want their money now. Now they want their money.
Now they serious.
That's sweet. When they send that nice blue paper, like that's like when you went into your stationery, man. You ever mail somebody some shit, and you send them that good color construction paper. That's when it was like, yo, the shit was real.
I'm gonna make sure you see this one. You saw the blue paper?
Yeah.
It's funny. I remember one time I didn't pay my light bill, and I didn't know how many days I had until they were gonna shut it off, but I knew it was gonna be soon, and it started to flicker the light. And I was like, oh, shit, I better go pay this shit right now. But it turns out it just happened to be something in the neighborhood.
They was about to cut your shit off right while you was right there.
They would give me some, pre-test,
Yeah, it's all about them pre's.
But even ending the Trump convo up, 2 Chainz just turned down, I guess he got offered to.
He was trying to get to.
He was trying. He got offered to perform at the inauguration. He turned it down. Mm-hmm. I guess what I was saying too about Trump is people just turn it down because they're afraid of the backlash instead of just really doing what they want to do. Like people are like, damn, I would like to probably take this check, but I know people are gonna ridicule me.
Probably, in many cases, because I tell you what, don't people seem to be really motivated now by what other people think?
Right.
People's actions seem to be highly motivated by, man, what are the optics of this move I'm making? That's a big word right now, optics. And what that means is, how does this appear in other people's eyes? How does this move I'm making appear in other people's eyes? Hey, listen, I mean, what you gonna do, Premium?
Is that a short version for optical?
It's kind of a buzzword right now that media people and marketing people are using.
Like a lens.
Yes. How does your action appear to others? What are the optics of this person's move? And that just means, man, how does this thing look? How does this thing look to you?
So optics is the new branding. Remember, for all of last year it was branding, and then the year before that it was echelon. Like, what about the upper echelon? Like every year is a word that just make niggas feel extra educated.
Yo, to say that,
so now it's optics.
Pete, would you kindly say echelon?
Echelon.
Thank you.
Ash?
This is another segment y'all got to introduce to the Premium Pete show. The Premium Pete word of the show.
It's echelon or ek?
Echelon.
Wait, what is it? C?
I'll say echelon.
Echelon.
I like echelon.
Okay.
But it's echelon. It's echelon, but now you got me saying it fucked up.
We can't do that word. You're gonna have us all walking out here. I just don't know, but the echelon. You got some extra on?
Yo, I tell you, but anyway, I really enjoyed last week's episode. Just like all when I listened back to that joint, I was like, yo, that shit was so funny. All the sexcapade stories. like Dallas talking about watching a porno with the man with the 2 penises. Just my stories about my ex-wife and her toy.
And people hitting me up about work, like,
the Miss Lissa using the log cabin, the syrup when she had sex.
Yo, I hate you.
Yo, that shit was funny. You think about it, there's so many sexcapade stories,
Yeah.
and man, that was just a comedy show, man.
I think it was a nice little change of pace.
It was.
For your listeners, man. I'm excited to be here tonight, man. I'm excited that you took me up on my offer to have tonight's guest.
He cute. He came with he belong to somebody?
Oh, you get
find out when he comes in.
When he comes in, you ask him.
Find out when he comes in.
See what it's hitting for.
Find out when he comes inside.
But you know how when they wear a lot of polo, they be a little
let him
bit-
come inside.
Oh shit, really?
You can't come inside.
No, you don't need that. You don't need
Come
that.
inside. That's why I was late today.
But you know what I want to say? Over the weekend, I went with my daughter. My man Dave from Ewan put me on to this place called iPick. It's a movie theater. They had one in Fort Lee, New Jersey, that I had gone to. Mm-hmm. Now I've been to AMC theaters, which recline. Mm-hmm. So it's like over the years, especially being a father with my daughter, being a single dad for all those years, I always took her to the movies because that was like there was a many. And when you think about how many things there is to do, that was one of them. And so I would always go to the movies. So we graduated from regular movies. And then when AMC came out, AMC was the reclining ones. And that was incredible just to recline. Yo, let me tell you something. I went to this iPick. And I've been to theaters that you could order food from. This was a totally different experience. And I'm glad that I had brand new socks on because the guy was like, yo, there's a cubby hole here for your shoes. Take your shoes off and you relax. Yo, any other time I probably would have looked at him like, nah, I'm good. But I had brand new socks on, so and they were black. So I was like, yo, I just took off my joints, put them in there. Like, yo, first of all,
You wearing black socks now?
Yeah, black socks. Yeah.
For years, I've been trying to tell you, yo, wear black socks.
Yeah.
Wear black socks. You was like, nah, I don't fuck with black socks.
Well, it depends what sneaker I was wearing too. I like wearing white socks. I like wearing white no-shows. But when in the winter, I like wearing the black ankle. Now I'm moving black ankle, okay? You listen, we inspire each other. That's what we're supposed to do. I'm wearing black now. You want me to wear purple, you fuck? But, anyway, listen, iPick theaters, the cubby hole, it's like 2 seats. The shit smelled like a Lamborghini. The leather smelled, it was amazing.
Like
It had like a remote, like a cup holder. It was like, brrr, right? And I was like, oh shit, I put my cup in there. The chair goes all the way up. Like, it was just really a great experience. Like, it was like being in this 2-seater, but no one could see you from the left or the right. And, me and my daughter, we had a great time, man. Like, I watched a movie called Passenger. And let me tell you something. That's the first movie I think I can remember. I want you to think. There was only 3.5 characters, the whole movie.
What's the half?
Well, this guy came off like 10 minutes and then he died.
He's black?
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. I forgot his name too, but anyway.
Yep, in the future too. Some future shit.
Yeah.
So we dying in the future and the past?
Nah, these people were sleeping. They were in like pods.
Yeah.
It was like hibernation and they woke up early. But yo, this is the first. I don't remember seeing a movie with only like 3 characters.
And the black man
3.5.
died.
And it was good.
Nah, it was a good movie. Good movie.
Okay.
But
I
anyway,
want to go see Hidden Figures.
well, my daughter wanted to see Passenger. Actually, she
Okay.
wanted to go see Underworld, but we couldn't get that time slot down. But anyway, just really going to the movies like that in that theater. I mean, it's a little expensive. You got a blanket, you got a pillow. It was a little bit extra money. But it's just really a dope experience, and it's great to see shit evolve like that. Real talk.
That's hilarious to me. Like, yo, they trying to make the movie experience like being in your fucking house.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? I'm gonna stay fucking home. I pay enough.
I don't blame you.
I pay enough for this cable.
That's
Fuck
a
that.
fact.
Well, that's why
I
you
got
gotta get
love
yourself a Fire
blankets.
Stick.
Yeah, I do, because me and old girl talking about getting rid of the cable now.
Yeah, get the fire
Yo,
stick.
let me tell you something.
Paying too much money for this shit.
Jailbreak it, man.
Yeah.
Get the Fire Stick. You got everything
$70.
on there.
All right.
Get everything.
All right, then let's do it.
Any movie you could think of. Shout out to Cody.
All right, let's get it. Let's get it.
just
Cable,
said-
cable. Fuck you, cable.
Fuck you,
Well,
cable.
wait. Hold on. You're still gonna need him for Wi-Fi.
Nah,
Yeah.
you don't need them for that either.
Oh yeah, who are you gonna go to?
Your neighbor house real quick, and he be like, yo, I gotta use the bathroom. And he be like, oh, you got Wi-Fi? They just take a picture.
You can't do that to your neighbor.
Yo, you gotta love Miss Lissa. Miss Lissa is so hard body with, like she's you the fly scammer. You not the grimy scammer. You the fly scammer. Just giving us mad life hacks.
Yeah, life hacks. Not store hacks. Regular shit.
I mean, your Whole Foods hack was good money.
And if you want to send a letter to someone but you don't want to pay for a stamp, you put their name in the return to sender box and you put your name in the middle, and then the post office is going to send it back to them thinking that
They post office throw this shit out now.
They are? Oh.
Yeah. None of posters.
Damn, but I know that used to work.
You got any more hacks? That hack was good. That Whole Foods hack was good. Any more? Any other hacks?
If you want to go to what's it, Chipotle? Chipotle. So you go to Chipotle and you order one soft taco and you tell them that you want to put it in the bowl. So then now it's laying down. So you tell them you want a little bit of rice in your taco, so they're going to throw a little rice, like, just a little bit more, and then they're going to put a little bit more. By the time it's done, it's like a mini burrito bowl, and it's only $3.75.
Okay, shit, I fuck with that. You know what?
Or if you want to, tell them 2 tacos, and they'll lay both of those down, and then just now it's 2 tacos, but you just like,
and there's a lot of this shit y'all not going to be able to do because y'all do not have Miss Lissa's charm.
Yeah,
I'm just going to say that right now. A lot of y'all not going to be able to get this off. Looking at Miss Lissa right now, I'd be like, what would you like, miss?
Yeah.
What would you like?
You want some more rice?
Yeah.
That'd be happening to me. They'd be throwing stuff in the bag. Like, y'all gonna get me fat in Popeyes. Stop putting extra chicken in there.
Well, listen, we're going to learn more about that, but let's go take a break. Let's come back with our guest.
Yeah.
The one and only Thirstin Howl the Third.
Is that his real name or his
We'll find out when he comes
name?
in. We'll find out when he comes in.
Right.
Internet,
Let's sit with him.
don't go nowhere. Be right back. Cheer.
Yep, Charlamagne the God here. The Prime Minister of pissing people off, the ruler of rubbing you the wrong way, the architect of aggravation. And right now I'm with my guy, my man Premium Pete, and Miss Lissa knows on the Premium Pete Show, okay? Internets, tune the fuck in. Peace.
Oh,
we back.
shit, we are back. We back on the air. Internets.
Yeah.
Man, I'm so happy right now to be sitting inside the Premium Pete Show featuring Miss Lissa.
Ow.
Special guest we got in the building tonight, in the studio tonight.
Shout out to all the poppies. We got a poppy in here.
Thirstin Howl the Third.
Now you got Thirstin Howl the Third.
Low life general,
He not a low life. He seems like a nice guy.
Brooklyn ambassador worldwide. Incidents. We got so many places to go tonight. But firstly, Thirst, where in Brooklyn are you from, sir?
From Brownsville, baby. You already know. Marcus Garvey Village, Brownsville, Livonia, and Bristol. You know what I mean?
Is it really Crystal and you just saying Bristol because you wearing all that red? Or it's really it's
No, that's Bristol. That's
Okay, because you can never tell
Yeah,
now
nah,
with the
that's real.
word.
Let me say something. Bristol's an important street too. Like mad shit has gone down on Bristol. Like when you say Bristol to a Brooklyn cat, it means something.
Not no more.
Wu-Tang Jizza had a record that goes back on the Ave, Livonia, and Bristol with a pistol, sticking up Pamela and Crystal.
You know, if they ever remix that song now, it would probably be Almond Milk and Pumpernickel Bagels.
And every black person giving their kids white
Brownsville
name
ain't been
now.
gentrified.
Not yet.
Brownsville's the one place that ain't been gentrified.
Yeah, Brownsville, it ain't happening that fast. It's the transition
Slowly.
is beginning, but trust me, it's not gonna happen that fast.
But their kids is not named, what's that, Pamela and Crystal?
Yeah,
Now they naming their kids Chloe and Emma. The black people.
that's what's up.
So they got to change the whole name.
Yeah, the thing I want to ask now, Marcus Garvey Village, like what's MGV's place inside Brownsville? Because I tell you what, when you see MGV, when MGV first got built up, everyone that got to live in MGV got hated on by the rest of the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Why was that?
They looked at because we had backyards and terraces, and none of the projects had a backyard. A lot of the duplex, and we had duplex apartments with 2 floors. My apartment had 2 staircases, so it was almost like 3 floors. You know what I mean? So the rest of Brownsville looked at us like we were more fortunate or something, which was some bullshit. Because
Right.
it was the same
'Cause it's still in
project
Brownsville.
niggas, and on Section 8, all that
Right.
was still going
Right.
down. So it's just we looked at it a little nicer. So after a while, we had to prove the point of what it was.
Right. So I'm feeling like boom, right here from the inception, right here in your own hood. You got to compete with the people who look at you and say, "Oh man, you got a duplex. You get to see green grass."
Yeah.
I gotta find out. I gotta bring hands to you. I gotta find out who you are. So that's from the beginning. That's from the gate.
And I was Puerto Rican. So imagine, motherfuckers came at me twice as hard on a daily basis. You know what I mean? Because it wasn't too many Puerto Ricans walking down the block. You know, especially wearing jewelry or being fly, low out, and all that. That wasn't happening too much, you know.
Another point to make right now is, you know, boosting gear. That's really the easy part. The harder part is bringing it home and keeping it, isn't it?
Yeah.
The harder part is keeping it.
Keeping it.
Why is that so hard?
Because they take it right off your back, right off your head. You see your hat that you got on? They'd have snatched it off of your hat while you sitting on the train type shit.
Shout out to Midtown Manhattan where I grew up.
Yeah.
And even
keep your hat on.
Even think about it, I grew up in Coney Island, so I remember sneakers. Like when we brought home a pair of sneakers, you used to either have to put them in your backpack or put them in a different bag than
So
the bag that
nobody
it
could
came
see
in, so nobody would know. Not a lot of people understand that. When I've told them that over the years, but that type of style. But also I want to ask you. I know you got so many AKAs.
Yeah.
What are all the AKAs? So people who know or may not know you. I mean, Thirstin Howl the Third.
My name is Big Vic Low, the Barbarian. It's my original low life name.
Okay.
I got the Barbarian from knocking niggas out.
Okay, nice.
I'm the Polo Rican.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Slobber Ranks from the Spit Squad. Because, we got a clique in rap called, it was the Spit Squad in the beginning. So I was Slobber Ranks. We had Iceberg Phlegm, Hawk 2, D2. Like, we had a lot of crazy names. My new name is Elmer Flood.
Skillionaire.
Skillionaire. My man B. Born gave me that name, Skillionaire.
What did he mean when he gave you that?
I mean, I put out a lot of albums, and all my albums had a skill title. Everything I did was based around skill. Whether it was fighting, fucking, robbing, whatever it was, it had to do with skill. So he used to call me Skillionaire. So, because we from poverty, but we was always rich, man. Yeah. Always rich without even knowing it.
I heard you say something one time that really, 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 really made me think. You were talking about, polo and lowlifes and how some of these people were dipped fresh to death but struggling. But nobody realized that because they look good or because they had so much polo on them. People just figured what it was, not knowing that these people could have been, Section 8, home, struggling. I feel like I adapted a lot of that. Not low like that. I mean, I've messed with low over the years growing up, but I adapted that just being with sneakers or just being fresh. That even like there was times where I would tell people, I remember hustling, and I had everything I had on me. But I'm over there talking all tough.
Hustling or pushing?
I was pushing rock.
Okay.
So I was called hustling
because understand, Thirstin comes from a time when if you was hustling, you was standing on the corner 53rd and 3rd.
I'm saying when I mean we could call it 1,000 things.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm saying when I was dealing,
when I was
getting money.
All right.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, I used to say like, hey, there's people I know, and I tell people this to this day. Whatever you do, that's up to you.
Yeah.
But a lot of these kids are selling crack, sitting outside the building, looking fresh, but that's all they have on them, the money. So when they get knocked, all they have is an outfit and shoes.
Yeah.
Nobody to bail them out unless a brother really cares. You know what I mean? So when you said that, about polo and low life, and I remember, dudes like robbing other people for low and all that type of stuff that that you formed, and well, not meaning like form like bad stuff like that, but just people, community coming together.
Yeah.
That's another big point too. The formation of low lives. I've told people about this before. How incredible it is to take two different groups of kids from Brooklyn, two different neighborhoods. First of all, you can't even get a neighbor. You can't even get MGV to come together with the projects in Brownsville. But to take two separate neighborhoods and bring them together.
Well, MGV was always together, too. Mm-hmm. That's what I believe SJP was the same way. St. John's Place, they were kids that were up there together. So in Marcus Garvey, we was always a family, everybody, like the whole Marcus Garvey's family. We basically had a reunion the other night, people from 30, 35 years plus, like still together, still family. We always had the camaraderie there, and that's what made us exceptional, and that's why when we got with SJP, it was kind of that easy because, we proved to each other how much trust there was, how much loyalty, through the struggles. The struggles is what really made us believe that about each other. That gave us the strength we needed.
And also, just a group of kids who would be willing to leave their neighbor, willing to leave their borough. That's very big. Internet, understand something. For this time in New York City, to leave your neighbor, to leave your borough,
You had to be official.
is a huge thing. And cats used to look at you like, oh, you going to the city? And they look at you crazy. Like, nah, don't go to the cats will look at you crazy if you said you was going downtown.
Yeah. But you know what it was? We were all hip hoppers, man. We were all graffiti writers and break dancers. As far as Marcus Garvey, in the beginning, we hit the layups. We bombed the trains. We did all that early, like, you know, at 12 years old, 13 years old. I was in the clubs at 13. They wasn't checking your ID at the Roxy's when you were 13 and shit like that. As long as you looked old enough, you know, you was able to get in. So we been venturing off because of hip-hop. That was the main reason, just seeking out hip-hop everywhere in its purest form, you know, to see the performances, to bomb the trains, and then when Low Life started, to find the clothes, you know.
So Low Life is for, like, polo lovers?
Hold on for a second. Thirst has to give you the genesis.
I need it.
Yeah,
Low Life is, you know, the second syllable of polo, which is low, and then it became life, you know. And Money Hoes Clothes, which something I'm sure you heard of 1,000 times, was created by Low Lifes. That theme, that motto, and that lifestyle for New York City and then the world abroad. We helped staple a lot of shit that a lot of people emulated, a lot of people lived by, you know what I mean? And other people took what we did as well, and they went and influenced the world with it, you know? But we put the Money Hoes and Clothes on the map way before any rapper that ever came out and all that, because I wasn't a rapper back in the days either. I was straight on the streets doing whatever I do, you know what I mean? But Money, Hoes, and Clothes, everybody know what the fuck that is.
But Low Life, aren't you the first one to say? Like,
I'm the creator of the name Low Life. I'm
yeah.
the one who founded the name Low Life. Just like I'm the one who founded the Brother Low terminologies. The lover, one L means with nothing without the other. You know, I brought so many different staples to this culture when it comes to Low Life.
Why polo? Like, why not something like a different clothing line? Like, what about polo is, like, so attractive to you?
It was an evolution of fashion. It didn't start with the polo. We took everything else way before polo, and it just evolved into polo because polo was the only brand we saw that was seasonal. Everybody else would drop some shit. Like, Lee was the king of New York at one point. If you know about Lee?
Jeans.
Okay, they was king of New York. Everywhere you look, everybody had on Lee everything.
that patch with that brand.
The jacket, the you know, the pants, all flavors, shell toe. So it evolved from Lee to Levi to the Guess jean to the Lacoste to the Benetton and Coca-Cola, and all of these things became very colorful. You know what I mean? So Ralph Lauren was the only one that was giving you massive new logos this next season, massive new designs, like a mad variety. So it made you thirst for it. You know what I mean? Like your favorite drink or your favorite soda, they got different flavors. Ralph Lauren was doing the same thing with the clothing. So it made us become fiends for it, you know, to where we start competing against each other getting it. And who was the flyest or who take the most, you know, it turned into a lot of different things. But it was an evolution of brands. You know, we went through many brands. A lot of people think we only did the polo.
Right.
We took everything.
But you kind of like just stuck with the polo.
What about Hilfiger? You fucked with Hilfiger?
No,
Fuck
no,
with
because-
Hilfiger hard.
They
I
fuck
went-
with everything.
Okay, but even so, there was like alleged rumors. There's no confirmation that Tommy Hilfiger and Ralph Lauren both said that
I
they
never
don't even
saw that
make
one
the
for my-
clothing for us.
Yeah, I never saw that article for myself. I've heard about
Right,
it. I've
it's
heard.
like a- it's like a
has anyone?
urban
And no one
legend.
has ever produced that to me to
Right.
actually see it. And Tommy Hilfiger was going around giving all the rappers in the ghetto and all that his clothing.
Yeah,
so
yeah. Grand
when it-
Poobah
Yep.
and him did a bunch of things. You know, I actually spoke to Grand
he
Poobah.
saw what happened when Pooba had on polo and was like, shit. I mean, polo skyrocketed. Again, Pooba rocked polo because when Pooba visited the quarters and he saw everybody in low, he saw low lights and he saw the streets rocking low. He was like, shit, this is This is the image I want to translate
Right.
to the people worldwide.
But do you think that, like, that's a great question too, because it's like you think about the low life as a community, right? You think about even yourself, even Dallas, even your man. You think about, how much you love polo and how much it's a lifestyle. It's more than just the clothes. I think that way about sneakers sometimes, bigger than sneakers. But keep in mind, did you ever think like that, like you wanted something out of Ralph Lauren to say something that he cared about? Like, some people like go, because the reason why I say that for is you created a low life. And I don't know the reasons, you'll tell me why. But I think it's a genius idea that you did that. But, did you ever think like maybe they, like what she was saying, that they don't appreciate like, people.
Do they
from
even
hip-hop?
acknowledge you?
They know who the fuck we are.
Like, is this shirt that you're wearing, is this custom or is this like?
This is Low Life. We got our own brand now. We got a Low Life brand. The whole world acknowledges what we've done by this point, especially the world of fashion. Our influence has been documented in so many ways. There was a point where we were considered the fabled Low Life gang, like the Tooth Fairy, because everybody from New York had a story how they seen us someplace doing something, but not everyone got a chance to see it,
Right.
Because we was on a negative aspect first, straight robbing, straight taking it all over New York City. And we didn't just take clothes. We took McDonald's, we took...
Wait, what do you mean took McDonald's?
They snatching whatever you have.
You went in
that
there, grab
polo,
Big Macs?
that
We go behind the
McDonald's.
counter and pass the food out to each other.
For real?
We didn't pay for nothing nowhere
Yo,
we
Thirstin,
went.
let me get a large fries.
Yeah, what you want, son? My man, Bar Kim, will go behind the counter. What you want, son? And
me two
the
apple pies.
employees are standing there not knowing what the fuck to do.
No, I mean they knew not to do nothing.
Yeah, because, not only that, when we walked in some place, there's 50 or more of us.
Oh my goodness.
Everybody in polo, so we were fly as a motherfucker, but niggas was treacherous at
Yeah,
the same
yeah.
time. We were all dressed up, going out to do crime.
Yeah, or
You
write
know?
graffiti. Let me ask you something, Rust-Oleum or Krylon?
Anything. As
Fat
long as
cap?
your name
You
was
fucking
up.
with the fat caps?
I made uni markers.
Okay, uni markers.
I
man.
made uni markers with shoe dye.
Yeah.
Stole my teacher's erasers
Yeah.
out of school and things like that.
A lot of
And-
drip
and
on that uni marker.
I had drips on every fucking piece of clothing I ever had back in then, because the uni dripped. Even with the cap on, it's gonna drip.
Even if
You
you, had
gotta
the,
put them
even
cap
if
on.
you
It's all
had
about
the,
safe sex.
the
You can't be
uni, the
running
uni,
around
the uni.
Letting your
Not even
uni
the custom.
just run drippy. You gotta put that cap on that uni. It's all
That's a
about
marker.
safe. Oh, hat. That's what they calling it now.
Well, listen, Miss Lissa and some of the internets are going to school today to learn some things, most definitely.
I'm here.
That's what's up.
When, and I want to get back to the inspiration of making Low Life, but when did you take the train for the first time in your life? I was speaking to Dallas, and it's like funny because you think about somebody like you who started so young out in Brooklyn, moving along, like a grown folk.
I took
when
the
did you
trains
take the train?
early, man. I probably was taking the trains 8 or 9 years old alone. And that was common back then in New York City. Like, I had a lot of my whole family were gang members, like the movie Warriors. You know what I mean? That's how my family looked. So I was going to the Deuce in Times Square 8, 9 years old. I got taking pictures with my uncle and all that to go see the karate movie. So when I'm 11 and 12, I want to go see a karate movie. I could go by myself. I came from a household where there weren't many restrictions either. I was able to do what the fuck I want at an early age, So I rode the train anywhere I wanted to go at a very young age, man. Shit was crazy.
What
to the
were your
movie.
parents doing? Like, were they like always working?
My father was dead and my mother was in jail.
Wow.
So-
I want to
So
hug
was
you.
it an aunt or a grandma?
Or a
I
white
lived
woman?
with my grandmother, a lot. My grandmother, Doña Cuca.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She was a Jibaro from Puerto Rico and all that. Didn't speak English. So that's where I learned all my Spanish. Like me and Dallas were just speaking you know what I mean? So
Dallas was speaking Spanish?
nah, we were
No.
just speaking on this subject.
Oh, I'm about to say he's hiding things.
No, we'll get into that. We'll get into that. Because what I was talking to you about was your appreciation, your embrace of your Latin heritage, and I wanted to know when that surfaced for your life. But so tell me how you were really multilingual from the gate.
From the gate, man. I was raised that way, I lived. My mother was always in prison, right? while I was growing up. So, you know, my grandmother would raise me most of the time. But my grandmother was also raising a lot of grandchildren that were being left behind and stuff like that. So there were times where I had to go live with whoever had a bed available in their house within my family. So I got to live with a bunch of different members of my family that was all crazy motherfuckers. You know what I mean? All kind of different levels of crazy you can't imagine. You know what I mean? So I was able to absorb so many different personalities of gangsters, drug addicts, dope fiends, and I saw this everywhere I went. It wasn't like I saw anything different in a different household. It was the same motherfucking routine.
Did you feel like that was home? Like, you know, being able that you were moving around like that? Did you ever feel like at a young age that like, yo, this is my home?
Nah, I just felt like the whole world was like that.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was different because everywhere I went, everybody was shooting dope.
So if you
Everybody's
wasn't
mother
in that
and
kind of
father.
surrounding, what do you think you would aspire to be? Like if you were just like an everyday kid in middle America, what would you have wanted to be? Like a firefighter, a doctor, and like if it wasn't gangsters around you?
If I didn't see all that, I would have probably been a drug addict too.
Oh,
Because I witnessed so much drugs, I never touched them.
right.
You know, all these things served the purpose for my life. I never looked at them like they were negative forms because they guided me to the right path. You know, so I'm thankful for what I got to see. And you know, it hurt me as a kid and things like that, you know. But as I got older, I understood the purpose it served. So I'm grateful.
What caused you to shift from being the gully, everybody, McDonald's is on me, to now doing the right thing?
The consequences,
So you went to jail?
many times.
Oh.
So the consequences, and then the people I met during my consequences, these people were the people who taught me the right way. In all the wrong places, I learned what to do right. From all these gangster killers niggas tell me, yo, young blood, don't do that. Stop being that way. I'll never forget this. There was my dude, Kurt. He was up north with me in Ogdensburg. You know, I haven't seen Kurt ever since then. He always used to tell me, yo, man, you know, you respond to things in only two ways. You know, you think from A to B. You got to think from A to Z. There are a lot of different options for how you want to answer that problem. Because, you know, I had two options. I'm going to kill you, I'm going to stab you. It was always the same motherfucking shit. But people like Kurt helped to open my mind and show me other ways. You know, there's so many different answers to that one problem or that one solution. You know what I mean?
That is so wild to grab that Zen inspiration in jail.
Yeah, yo, I met some of the most intelligent people I ever met in my life in jail. They were all probably fucked up from drugs and things like that, which is what messed their lives up. But mentally, being in jail where they don't have their drugs and all that, you
Full of
show
wisdom.
them at their sharpest, you know what I mean?
Clarity.
Yep.
Incredible clarity.
And it was serious.
I say that all the time. You know, I did 3 years. I was in and out many years ago, but I did 3 years. That's the biggest stretch I did. And I tell people all the time, some of the most talented people are in jail. Some of the most creative artists. I used to send, like I tell people, I used to send soaps home that made into
carvings,
hearts and
the
carvings.
carvings, yeah.
Even handkerchiefs. Like
Pigeons and all that, right?
And the handkerchiefs I sent to my mother, number one mom, you know, number one aunt, number one grandmother. And I always felt like, yo, honestly, this arts and crafts should be in
when
prisons.
I was growing up in my grandmother's house, you know, I had a lot of uncles. Like, my mother had like 10 brothers and sisters. All my uncles was in prison. So my grandmother's house was filled up with those prison glass frames with the aluminum foil in them. Everywhere. Those frames were everywhere. So me growing up, you know, I knew what they were. I knew my uncles was in prison, but I ain't fully understand it until I got there myself.
Yeah.
And start seeing motherfuckers making them, and you know, and I could honestly say that a lot of that shit was made from the heart. So it made me rethink about how I looked at all my uncles' paintings and all that. That nigga sent that shit from the bottom of his heart. So that shit it meant a whole different thing to me. You know what I mean?
You know, even moving over to a slow motion life where you like, you know, not getting in trouble no more and learning how to stay out of like, you know, like harm's way. You know, I heard you say before that you're a businessman now, you know, and people look at you different. People you're doing deals with. You know, sometimes I look at that and I say to myself, you know, how do you get through those, you know, politics type style, and also not thinking that everyone's trying to okey doke on you, or because keep in mind, for someone like me, and even knowing someone like you, when you walk through that yard, you may hang out with somebody, and you can't even trust them sometimes. That'd be the same person that just stick you in the yard, or just some fucked up shit. So I feel like when I came home, and I always felt this way, just growing up in my neighborhood, it was hard for me to trust people later on without thinking that they were up to something or thinking that it was an okey doke. So when you move into business, some funny shit sometimes, and you get and Dallas always speaks to me about this, about learning how to become more of a better politician. Like, how the hell did you transition to that? Because I know you got I seen you with Willie Esco in Agenda a couple times. Doing you got a business now, a couple things.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same rules, man, that were going on in the streets. So, give a fuck about your paperwork, man.
Yeah.
Love is love. I'm a man. I treat you with respect. I shake your hand. I give you my word. My word is 1,000%. Anybody who knows me will tell you that.
What's your sign?
I'm a Capricorn, and today's my motherfucking birthday.
Oh, really?
Today's your
No, get the fuck
birthday?
out of here.
Well, at midnight is my
Happy
birthday.
Oh, shit. That's right. That's right. That's right.
Oh.
That's right. That's
Let
right.
let Marilyn Monroe finish the song.
Birthday to you.
Okay.
Happy birthday, Puerto Rican.
That's hot.
Happy birthday to you.
got a
Internet
nice
Thirst
voice.
ain't even gonna have to slide up in the DMs.
Yeah.
He gonna do it
You
live.
can see Miss Sister with a polo headband after this.
And that's it. Polo down to the socks. Just socks. In a
But-
birthday suit.
Just socks.
So kind of jumping around a little bit. You told me one time about the story of you coming home from jail and the trajectory that you were on after that last jail trip, where you found a gig at MTV.
Well, I actually went through a process before I got the gig. After my last stretch, my mind opened up a little more, like I said, because of the brothers I met and all of that. So I was put on a work release program to where I was put in several different alternative to violence programs. All my history was violence and shit like that. So I was put in the Jim Brown program. It was a foundation for social change. I was facilitated by a brother named David Bryson, Dahu. You know what I mean? He was somebody who kind of mentored me as well through the program. So when I graduated the program, at our graduation dinner, he approached me and asked me to be the facilitator for the program after my graduation, because I really involved myself with the program when I got in it. For one, I mandatorily had to be in the program or I go back to jail.
Right.
So I'm going to sit here. I'm not going to waste no mother. I'm going to do what I got to do and be a part of this.
Right.
So I guess I applied myself so much, they offered me the job. Not only that, I'm still a prisoner. So this job helps me keep my freedom. You know what I mean? So I got hit at the parole board with 2 years while on work release. So the fact that I had this job allowed me to stay on that work release program for more than 2.5 years.
That's so dope.
Right? So in the process of the program, some other people intertwined to offer me help that I didn't even know. People in other states. There's a woman in California called Dorothy Thompson. She had a program called the Streetlights Production Assistant Program. It helped ex-cons, ex-gang members, ex-whatever.
Do PA work? Do PA
to
work
do
for film
PA
projects?
work for
Okay.
free. So they offered me to go work at MTV for free.
Really?
Yep. That free day turned into 10 years.
Wow.
Wow. You
know
just
what I
walked in with your resume?
I walked in, everybody knew I was from jail. It wasn't no secret. Not only I was as big as a motherfucker. You know what I mean?
You
23
hitting that
years.
dips?
23 years old, arms barely fitting in my shirt,
Pull-ups?
everything. I used to motherfucking bench press the double bunks with niggas on them. No bullshit.
Now, did you do diamond push-ups too?
I did everything.
Okay. So again, you were in it turned into 10 years.
So, like I said, through Dorothy Thompson and through David Bryson, I got into MTV, and MTV helped change my life and send me down a different path, man. All the people at MTV on it. everybody knew I came from prison in there, and they showed me so much trust. They showed me so much, like, everybody was doing something to help change my life. And, you know, I was a freelance worker. You know, freelance, you know, it's hard to get that next. I worked every single day.
That's so dope.
Freelancing, you know, that's kind of unheard of.
That's 'cause you're
and
a
I'm a jail
Capricorn.
nigga.
But you're a Capricorn. Y'all work hard.
Capricorn.
That's why you
storm.
single.
Well, we'll get to that later for you. What was some of the things you
He
did
said
over there?
later for you.
Oh, no. I'm saying we about to change Miss Lissa's name to
Yeah.
Thirst.
Yeah,
Whoa,
Thirstin.
whoa,
Thirstin.
Hold on,
whoa,
slow
whoa.
up.
It's because
Oh,
I know
love
that
you.
about Capricorns. Capricorns, they don't easily get into relationships because they're so focused on their career, and they're always thinking about the next goal and the next goal and the next goal. It has nothing to do with being thirsty and everything to do with being observant.
We'll get that rice and gandules for you.
Relax.
Okay.
You like plantains?
Like rocks,
Okay.
kick one.
Yo, what did you do over the 10-year stretch? What did you do there?
Oh,
At
He
MTV?
Well-
talking that jail talk. He had a job.
No, I mean
Nah,
at
he's talking
MTV.
about
At the
MTV.
job.
It was MTV,
Yeah.
I mean. I'm sorry.
well, I started as a production assistant. My first day when I went to work there, they asked me to show up at the Viacom building at like 5 o'clock in the morning outside, right?
Damn.
My first day. So when it was a lady named Bonita Husbands, you know, as soon as she showed up, I said, you know, I don't know what to do. Just tell me what to do. She said, don't worry, we'll just be here, help out, whatever. We got in the van and we went to the Hamptons, to the MTV Beach House.
What?
For my first motherfucking day.
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm a nigga from jail like this. Like you see all this shit going on. I didn't know what to do. But all I did was stay alert and paid attention. And I remember it rained that day while the shoot was happening on the beach. Right? So all I remember is there was a lot of equipment laying out on the sand and stuff, and it's pouring. I'm running, picking up the equipment, taking it under the shelter. You know, to the point where my clothes was so soaked I had to take them off, and they put them in a dryer. But at least I got to show I came to work.
Right.
I came to participate and help, and then that transitioned into everything. Like I learned production management. I learned art department. I learned how to build sets. If you see my house is a set. You know what I mean? I do this shit on a regular. That's why I got so many films and all that now, because I'm so self-sufficient. My main shit was that production management and scheduling. I learned how everything happens according to the clock, and that the clock is God. You follow that clock, you get everything done, especially when you could pinpoint how you want to do your shit. That's why, you know, when I shoot a video, I shoot 3 videos at once. So I'm paying for a crew. I'm going to organize my schedule to where I'm going to pull off everything with this motherfucking budget, you know?
And I like that. Were you ever late? Because, I mean,
Never.
anytime I fuck with you, you've never been late.
Never one time.
Never
And
late.
just like we, you know what time we got here today?
Early.
Like 6 o'clock.
Really?
Yeah.
And you like a military motherfucker.
Yeah, because that's how it happens for drama, too. I'm not going to be late.
Sure.
I'm going to be the nigga where you don't expect. I'm out there sitting waiting for you to come to work. Or, you know.
He's ready to fucking take us out, Dallas. What the fuck you bringing here?
Nah, but you know, we went across the street to the Chinese restaurant.
Okay.
We had some soup.
Nice.
And, you know, we sat down and, well, before we were coming up, we were like 5 minutes and we had to go back to the car. And I told my brother, Lil Rudy,
Okay.
go to the car on your own. I'm going to go upstairs because I don't want to be late.
Absolutely.
Right or wrong, Ru?
You have
And-
you have a lot of family in Miami, right?
Massive family,
Right.
yeah.
Now, did you visit them at a young age?
Yes.
And the reason why I say that for is because a lot of us New York cats, particularly growing up in Brooklyn, if you didn't have somewhere to go outside of, like, you know, you just stuck, you're just a regular neighborhood dude, stayed around the neighborhood. But having somewhere to go, I know it helped a lot of people. That's why I want to know, like, did that help you by having a chance to get out of Brooklyn?
Somewhat. I mean, my family are all from New York and Brooklyn and all that. Even the ones that are in Miami, my grandparents. My father died when I was 3 years old, right? My father overdosed. My grandparents left New York City after my father's death. and went to Miami. That was their reason for leaving, get the fuck out of New York. So I started visiting Miami maybe by 7, 8 years old, and I consistently went back and forth throughout my life. But Miami at that point was just as bad as New York. So it's not like you went to a better place, because them motherfuckers was crazy as hell and all that out there at
The
that
kilos
time.
were probably cheaper, maybe, no?
I don't know nothing about no drugs.
Okay, my bad.
Like I said, I ain't use no drugs, and I ain't sell no drugs because of what I seen. But it was crazy as a motherfucker. You know what I mean?
That's crazy too, that you didn't fall into any kind of drug life. You were literally able to avoid it throughout, just with the mind of the things you saw around you, and some kind of incredible focus.
I hated drugs, man.
I always applaud you for the focus that you had to put out all of those albums. All those albums consistently, and then not only that, but create a video series. Which, I mean, now you turn on a television and you see like Viceland, and that kind of content which you were doing 10 years ago, and it was wild, subversive, like, oh, jail recipes. Like, I mean, this is mainstream now.
Yeah.
And you've been lifting this rock for how many years for it to go mainstream, and now here you are. Salute the fact that you're here right now.
Yeah,
Same thing with Low Life. Same thing with
I'm
Low
here
Life.
because of Dallas, though,
Same
right
thing,
now.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, fuck us? Okay.
Nah, but
Yeah,
love
I'm
is
playing
love,
around.
but
I'm playing around.
Yeah, you know, fuck y'all.
Fuck y'all. No, but you know, having said that, even like Low Life, that's something that, you know, you help. I want to get back to Low Life for a second, because you spoke about not the boosting era, but the time where you said that like everybody wasn't doing the right thing. But then there was a time where you said that you moved past that.
Yeah, and everybody did the right thing along with me.
Yeah. How many people, if you would say, of the Low Life community? I mean, not going over the world, that you knew in the beginning.
I could never have a number. There were so many low lifes I never met.
Yeah.
Because we were two different sides.
Yeah.
So there were many low lifes on that side who I never seen before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's how big we was, you know. But that was real serious.
And who was some of the Low Lifes over the years that you looked up to in the sense of like collections and pieces and things that, you know, I mean, that really have proven themselves to be.
I mean, I looked up to the gangster low lifes, and I ain't give a fuck about nobody polo shit. Like, you know, the low lifes that looked up to they looked up to the gangsters, the shit that was gangster about it. The clothes was just one aspect. It was your uniform or whatever. But you know, there's low lifes like G. George, Frankie Boo, Big Boo, Boostin' Billy, Disco, Rudy Lowe. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many that held the name down that made people respect it. Not because they was fly or they had clothes, because they show you we not motherfucking playing.
Sure.
You know what I mean? The ones who walked through jail wearing all that polo shit and came out of jail with more polo than they walked in with, you know? Like, it was to that extent. It was that serious.
Yeah. I mean, listen, you know,
Hard body.
Yeah, I mean, some people had low. That's funny thing, because I know back in the day, from what I remember, people would get low, whether they get it from you or they just get it from the store. You know what I'm saying? Like, people would take other people.
But I'm just telling you that, again, it's not a matter of acquiring it. It's the matter of keeping it and keeping
And how
it,
you rock it.
and keeping it under.
Everybody don't rock it the same. You can wear the same outfit as me. You're going to look totally different.
Yeah.
You know, we added the hood swag to it.
Yeah.
You know, like, if you know, Ralph Lauren didn't cater to us. So we developed it in the way we wanted it to look. Then all those designers that came after that, they were catering. The ones that were following what we were doing, they started catering to the audiences, copying and emulating
Like,
that
who
kind
would
of
you
stuff.
say?
There was a lot of them. Tommy, for instance, he was one of them.
What about Carl Kanai?
Very much different. Carl Kanai's style was different, man.
Yeah.
He brought a different patterns, different. He didn't try to emulate nothing about Ralph Lauren. You know, he was doing what the streets were doing.
What'd you think of Cross Colors?
I feel like
Cross
Carl
Colors was
kind
cool.
of was kind of came from like the Guess vein, which was
Yep.
like denim products.
Yep.
Like a lot of jean
I agree
products
with that.
in
You know, that's a good point.
came from that cut.
The only thing is the logo. You know, he kept Guess was very simple with that. I'll tell you one thing. It's amazing how time just moves and evolves. Because I remember when that guest, that square guest in the back of the pocket meant
The
you know,
triangle.
That triangle.
Yeah, me
that
square.
triangle.
This fucking wine's getting to me, man.
Yeah.
Al, you drunk? Pass it over here.
No, I'm not drunk.
But nah, when it meant to everything, you know, and then
Now, you might have had that square guest patch because you got the canal
the
jeans.
bootleg one.
You got the canal.
the Bandulu.
But what about
you had that
chaps?
square guest patch.
Oh,
What about chaps?
Hell no.
Coulda had a polo shirt.
People keep,
Couldn't
but that
have
was bullshit.
a
We was
polo
touching
shirt.
chaps too. Everything was a goal when it came to the low shit. It wasn't about the chaps, or it was about how it looked.
Chaps
and
had
how
a
you
good
put
collar
that shit
shirt.
together. Yeah, I used to fuck with chap shirts a lot.
What about that fake polo, USPA? Well, they have a store. What's it
Oh,
called? Like,
USPA.
No.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody fucking-
Yeah. That's how.
What's the problem with USPA? Because I know, you know, obviously people who know or people who are listening who may not know, you know, USPA. Some people.
There's a couple of things, man.
Some people think
For
it's
one,
polo.
They do.
Yeah,
That's USPA.
Half of America thinks it's polo. USPA has an outlet in every motherfucking mill now. You know what I mean? They popping.
They tricked
What's
us.
wrong with it? They got two dudes on a horse, man. Two dudes on one horse.
Yeah,
That's super suspect, man.
That's it right there.
Something is
It's
wrong
over.
with that picture,
It's
man.
over. It's over right
Hey,
there.
listen, no, it's 2017. No shots to anybody who has two dudes on a horse. God bless you and God bless America.
Yeah, just don't come. But you know what? Like, let me tell you what's real shit. This is what low life's mean. It's not about the polo. It's about the brotherhood, right? This is an example of what that is. I remember going to functions, and we go to a low life function in Miami, and like 5 dudes will show up wearing USPA.
Jump them.
Nobody would ever say anything or to make them brothers feel less than. We go to the low life barbecue in New York. My uncle shows up, USPA down. Sneakers, shirt. What the fuck? Nobody says anything. Because it's really not about the clothes. What low lights were. Yeah, we put the fashion shit and all that together, but it's about the love and the loyalty, the camaraderie. It was way more. And those are examples that show people that it didn't really matter. You know what I mean?
So when you asked, did motherfuckers ever want acknowledgement or any, like, a fucking birthday card from Ralph? And honestly, no.
Ralphie live shits.
No one never wanted anything from Ralph because you had already repurposed this shit for your lifestyle.
Yeah.
I just remember seeing print ads and different like back then in the department stores they'd have this big picture, somebody in a ski jacket at a lodge and or doing some other shit, and when you put this shit on, you was like, oh shit, I can ski now.
Yeah.
Or you put on some nautical shit, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh shit, I know the difference between the miggen mast and the jib and the stern. Like you knew shit when you put on this costume that was so authentic to whatever sport or whatever.
Even with Feli, we all looked like we were playing tennis.
Yeah.
We wore a Feli hard body like that, too.
Or look like a gangster when you had that velour tracksuit, man.
I mean, that was more for the Italians in
Hey,
Howard
hey.
Beach and all that.
Yeah.
They
I'm
were
not
the
from
gangsters.
Howard Beach.
You know, in Brooklyn, Feli was massive. Like,
Did you ever fuck with Sergio Tacchini?
of course.
Yeah, let me tell you something. They made some when they started putting out the colorways.
They was rocking at the same time as Feli.
Yep.
Feli just had more longevity.
You know
than
what I
them.
liked about Sergio Tacchini? A lot of their suits weren't like velour like Feli. So when
Yeah,
I
they
used to
had
smoke,
both.
I used to smoke cigarettes or brisk ones back in the day, and I used to get all burned the fuck out of my
Wow.
Feli. But the Sergio Tacchini, you put a hole in it, you can't even see it.
Yo, let me tell you something funny. Usually, if you burning your shit, it's because you nodding out, man. That's that's all I remember, motherfucker. When I seen the burn
Dope
holes
fiend.
on suit, dudes is nodding out. That's how they was
That's that
motherfucking
good
burning
good.
up. Yeah, you heard her?
That's a good stuff.
That's that beyond good.
Yeah.
That Beyonce.
That's that Beyonce.
That Beyonce. You
Beyonce.
know what? Let's take a
That's
break.
hard. That's
Let's take a
line.
break. We'll come back. Listen, there's a bunch of things we want to go over before we end this episode. I definitely want to hear about, I know you battled a bunch of people.
Yeah.
I want to hear about more about the low life, and then plus shit you got going on.
Well, I mean, we haven't even opened up. We haven't really opened up
The music.
Your music.
yeah, but we know what? When we come back,
We're going to have you battle
All right.
Pete. Al,
hell no, I don't spit no bars.
don't worry.
But
Spit the
struggle
wine.
bars. Struggle bars.
Internet. Thirstin Howl III is in the building.
Yeah.
Miss Lissa knows. Dallas Penn, Premium Pete Show. Be right back.
And it's
Yeah.
his birthday, so put
Cheer.
your birthday suit on it and come back.
Wish him a happy birthday.
Yeah.
Cheer.
Internet, you already know this episode is brought to you by the good folks at Bevel. we appreciate them, and we know you appreciate them too. And I'm almost positive this ain't the first time you're hearing their ad, because you know why? They're putting out official product. And if you have a beard, or you have a goatee, a mustache, or even a lady looking to shave her underarms, or
if your box out here looking like Heathcliff,
head over to getbevel.com/Pete. Find out what discounts they got for you. Trust me, they got you covered. Women, men, anybody. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Getbevel.com/Pete. Now let's get back to the show.
Ow.
Cheer.
Internets, and we're back. I tell you, when we were on break, Dallas was talking to Thirstin Howl about now what was it? You did a song with Eminem, or you did a battle. Tell us about. Take us through that moment where you were just talking about.
Nah, I did a song with Eminem. Watch These. DJ Spinner produced it. It was actually for his project, so he hollered at us. M was in town at the time. You know, we were both emerging underground artists and things like that. So me and M were both broke that day, scraping up pennies, going into the liquor store to get a little bottle. You know what I mean?
What about what were you drinking?
I don't know. I think we was drinking
Thunderbird,
Southern Comfort that day or some shit.
At least not Cisco.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm the Cisco kid from '86.
They said that's liquid crack.
But you know, we went in there. We did the session. I went first on the song.
Okay.
We both came with our verses. You know what I mean? M had a verse. I had a verse. I laid my verse down. M started laying his verse down after me, and then he stopped and he went in and redid his verse. He rewrote it on the spot though. You know, son was nice. He used to write on the spot, get busy and do that. Yo, Eminem used to come to my projects in Brownsville to rhyme with me.
For real?
Yeah, this nigga used to come to Brownsville 2, 3 in the morning and hang out all night with Paul Rosenberg.
Damn.
For real?
People don't know is that Paul used to motherfucking rhyme up in the crib with us.
Really?
Paul Bunyan
Was rhyming.
The Detroit Red Wing fan? He loves the Red Wings.
He was rhyming. Paul was actually my attorney at the time.
Wow.
Because he was an attorney before he was the manager so he was my attorney and M's attorney, you know, so he was shopping and pushing us at the same time.
Then did you see what, that he could become what he is today? Did you see that back then?
Yes, totally, 100%.
Is there a reason,
True.
like, is something that stuck out to you that you felt that way?
I mean, I'm a true hip hop nigga who knows skill. The boy had
Skillionaire?
The boy had the skill. It was no fake shit. Straight skill. I respect skill. I'm all about the skill. He had it. He possessed it. You know?
Like, I listened to your verse on Watch These, and I'm counting the polysyllabic words that you have in it, and I'm like, oh shit, Thirst is, he put some shit down.
Polysyllabic.
And then as M
He talking about religious
starts
stuff.
his verse, right in the first line, he's like, yo, boom, hitting pharmacists,
Whose arm is this? Cut it off the pharmacist. Yeah.
hit like 3 joints in his first sentence, and I was just like, oh shit, he's, I like that jousting that was going on. You know what I mean? That's just classic hip hop, where people are pushing back on each other. M's like, oh, you want to do that? You want to rhyme like that?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna rhyme like that. Oh, you want to be crazy? Oh, you want to talk crazy?
We was always on that crazy shit, man. That's my whole shit. I'm a crazy motherfucker, son. I just got older. I'm matured. You know what I mean? Niggas is pushing 50 now. So you know what I mean? So
Hey, listen, when you're Puerto Rican, it doesn't
you
always
good.
look
Don't
like
worry,
that, man.
because black don't crack.
And not only that, but when you're Puerto Rican, you're allowed to be crazy into your 60s
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, listen.
And the women still love you into your 70s.
Absolutely. Now, there's also some other people that you not only did songs with, but I remember hearing that you battle, like, maybe correct me if I'm wrong, like, battling or just doing shit with Busta.
Yeah.
Who else?
I
Jay?
battled Busta. I battled Jay.
Who else?
Long
Tell us how
list.
the Jay-Z battle went down.
Well, remember I said I worked at MTV?
Okay.
So I had access to anybody who come through. So, I was down with all the PAs. So, we all on walkie. So whenever a rapper's coming, any production we doing, they'll let me know, yo, Coolio's coming in the building right now. I'm like, where? All right, he's headed to the elevator. I go to the elevator. Here go Coolio with a whole bunch of West Coast dude. I get on the elevator with them. Yo, what's up, Coolio? You want to battle? What? Coolio starts spitting. So we going back and forth on the elevator. Yo, I had so much respect for Coolio after that day.
Really?
Showed me he a real MC. He bowed it. You know what I mean? So that was how I had access. So Jay came to many MTV events, and I would always step to him. Yo, Jay, what's up? Let's battle. He'd be like, man, you ain't got nothing for me, man. Like, you know, he would never battle me. I guess, you know, he see me working. He don't know who I am. He don't know my status. He don't know nothing. So when I made my first demo, and I mean, I stepped to Jay at least 2-3 times. But when I made my first demo, I probably went up and ran up in every record label there was in one day. So I ran up in Rockefeller as well. This was when Rockefeller first formed. This is like 96, 97. So when I went in, Jay was in there. So, you know, he took my package and all that. And at the same time, you know, he talked to me for a little while. And he walked me out to the elevator while I was leaving. So when he walked me out, I ain't asked him to battle this time because, you know, he been turning me down. I just spit at him. He had to come back. So he got on the elevator with me too. And we going down, just going back and forth. You know what I mean? So
He's not new to the elevator.
Nah.
Good night.
That's real.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Nigga got murked twice in the elevator.
Nah, but Jay got busy, man. Jay show is not a game. Like, any real motherfucker who lit us is going to hold their ground, you know? And that's what I respect. These are real people of the culture. The same with Buster.
How'd that go down with Buster?
Well, you know, I used to go to the Tunnel, the club,
Absolutely.
every week. At first, I used to go to the Tunnel just to get chicks and jewelry,
Yeah.
right?
Wait,
So-
not your jewelry, right?
Yeah, it was my jewelry.
Okay.
After he walked out, shit.
I
Just
get
like
it.
it's my
I get
hair
it.
when I walk out the hair supply store. This mine.
True.
Okay.
So, you know, it got to the point when I started rapping, I never went inside the Tunnel anymore. I would just drive up there with my truck, open the back door, let the system play, and wait for rappers to come. Any famous rapper coming out, I'm forcing you to battle me. You got to battle me because you're not going to be able to walk away from me. So, I'm driving around one day, there's no rappers, so I just start driving around. So I'm at a red light, and Buster pulls up right next to me at a red light. And I see him, I'm like, yo, Buster, you want to battle? That nigga said, what? I said, pull over. He said, no, right here. Rah, 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 rah. He starts spitting out the window of the car. Yo, it's mad traffic, backed up. The light turned from red to green, and he's still going at it. So after that, we pulled over and went at it for like an hour and a half.
Damn.
And then the next day, Buster was taking me to all the labels, man. He took
That's
me
so
to Elektra.
dope.
You know, he was showing me his new project. This when he had Woo Ha coming out. So he even extended his hand for me, you know, to try to help me to make some things happen, man. Because I guess, you know, he believed in what he saw
Sure.
that night.
Respected that. And you know, it's funny when you say that because you know I've been around Buster a couple of times, and you know I exactly see that right off the jump of what you're saying because he's like that dude where like I think if you convinced him or you did something like you know
Show
he's-
and proof.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Anybody else that you were rocking with that you can remember
Everybody.
like that you love one of your
I
best
stepped
stories.
to Ra.
Really?
When he, you know, I'm MTV, man.
Okay.
Everybody comes through. I get access. I stepped to Ra, spit. He ain't spit back. You know what I mean? Rakim. I stepped to Melly Mel. You know what I mean? I stepped to Fat Joe at the Tunnel.
He was like, lean
You know,
back.
Joe just listened to me rhyme the whole time. You know, he just listened to me rhyme. But I was just approaching everybody. Remember, before I was battling, I was robbing.
Sure.
So my approach was the same.
Exactly.
So it's like, you don't know what I'm up to when I'm asking you to battle. So, you know, motherfuckers think, you're going to stay here and battle me because I'm not playing.
Have you ever encountered 50 Cent?
No, never.
That's the only, like I would love to see that. You try and make him battle. He like no. You like yes. You a thug. He scared. I already know. So I had to. Then y'all gonna battle.
Now, was it also somebody that you like sought off there to go after to battle? Like somebody that you really wanted to battle?
Well, I used to go to projects to battle niggas. Like, we used to jump in my truck at times. And, you know, New York is a hip-hop place, man. It's a religion here.
Absolutely.
Motherfuckers is rhyming on corners everywhere. Mad niggas knew I was on that battle shit. They'll call me, yo, niggas is over here in Marcy rhyming the battle. I'm coming right now, son. Yo, niggas over here in Tilden rhyming. Yo, niggas in... I would go and I would literally get in ciphers and battle 20, 30 motherfuckers by myself. Because, you know, I'm off the head as well as written. So you're never going to get a chance to say a rhyme. I'm going to hit you with so many punchlines back to back to back to back to back. you're gonna walk away after, you know. That's how it went down.
Yo, I
I
wish
used to
somebody
do
had
that at the
video,
Rock
man.
Steady. I got many videos, especially the Rock Steadies.
Okay.
When I first started, I was going to the Rock Steadies, just shutting shit down as well. You know what I mean?
Are they still up on YouTube right now?
Nah, some of them are just in my files.
Man, you
for-
gotta put them back up.
And you
Nah, I
said
never
that
put them out. Some of them are in my files for the docs and all that. You
you
know?
ain't for Throwback
documentaries,
Thursday.
okay.
Just
Yeah.
throw it out.
Huh?
Just throw it out.
I mean, I throw out so much
Nah, let
already.
the
It's
kids
some
see
stuff
it.
I could
I
hold
wanna
on to.
see.
Yo, now with Tony Touch and the 50 MCs that he's done. Now you spit on that in Spanish?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Yeah, I would love to hear a Spanish verse.
Dame
real?
Yeah, bro,
espacio.
For real? Carajo, te exploto el catajo. You know the tate quieto always by mi lado. Wey cintura, venite sin tuya. Si me dicen repiten, want my cake with tuna. 22 tan chiquito te lo pongo en la nariz. The tate quieto not invented solo para mí. Unido por cultura que aguanta en la lucha, siempre canta si te gusta from the salsa to the Tupac.
Dale. Si tú quieres este coma, toma. Si tú quieres este coma, toma.
You know what that means, right?
No.
If you want to get eaten, you go, yeah. She know what
Open them legs, baby.
Yeah.
Toma.
She's
I'ma make that
nasty.
thing. Ah.
all I know back in the days in Spanish is this when they used to say "Está loca,
Yeah.
está loca, dale
I
huevo."
mean, that bitch is crazy.
Yeah.
That throw some dig up in there. That's what that means.
Nah, man.
That's
but
the difference. Like with Spanish, like songs, it could be a song that in English it always sounds weird. Like there's a song about pecado. That's definitely burnt rice, and it's like that's a
Pegao,
hit.
yeah,
Pegao. That's my shit. I be in there this
pegao
shoulder lean this burnt
pegao
rice.
also means close, like you on me, like
Oh.
you pegao, you right on me. So when you grinding, that's what pegao, you right on top. You know what I
I
mean?
thought it meant that it was hard, like the rice at the bottom of the pan. But
You
we
like
can go
the
with
rice
that.
on the bottom of the pan.
We go with that.
I thought that was con.
Who? I think different cultures
he
call
was
it
like,
different
it's like
things.
pegao
I've
right
heard
now,
that word
Ma.
as well. I think it's Dominicans maybe or Cubans that say con.
Oh, okay.
But back to Tony, the 50 MC. Tony always showed me love, man. He was one of the rappers who was on or whatever that always reached out to me on all his projects because nobody else really fucked with me too much.
Yeah.
And Tony always showed me the love on some Puerto Rican shit,
Sure,
on
sure,
some whatever.
sure.
We always interacted. Anytime I reached out for him, he always held me down. Just like tonight, he's DJing the party tonight with
Okay.
Red Alert.
We
It's
out
gonna
there.
be crazy. Yeah, you
Now,
better.
did you and him ever have any type of float at the Puerto Rican Day Parade?
Not me personally. I'm
Okay.
sure Tony's done all
Okay.
that, man. You know.
Now you
he's-
never got involved with the Puerto Rican Day Parade?
Not
like
yet. Not yet.
I mean, I be out there, but you know.
Yo, I'll tell you one thing.
You know what? Let me tell you, people have hollered at me to come on the float, and they always tell me just me alone. You know I come with 1,000
sure,
black
sure.
motherfuckers. I'm from Brownsville.
Oh, they don't
So,
want all that brown and they
You
feel.
know, I'm not going to go up there and I'm not with my people. My peoples ain't who my color is.
Sure,
my
absolutely,
people is who my
absolutely.
people are that's dear to my heart. So.
You gotta go to African American Day Parade with that nonsense. You ain't gonna bring that to the Puerto Rican Day
No.
Parade.
You gotta go
That
to the,
too.
the festival.
They
the
not
festival
here.
on 110th, man.
Well,
Puerto Rican Day Parade is washed now, man. Festival.
yeah, you know what? It's washed because they keep you cornered in perimeters. You can't move about.
Right, they got
That's a
everybody
fact.
penned in. They got
Yeah.
everybody penned in and
And then
fenced
they
in.
kill your phones.
Yo, when
All
you,
your phones don't work over there.
Oh, get out of here.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
the
been
service,
like that for
really?
a long
Oh,
time.
they
There's
started doing that?
Nobody gets service. It's been like that for more than 5 years.
Oh, I ain't been on my creep shit for a minute anyway.
yeah,
but-
me too.
After they threw the water on the women, I've never even thought about going because that was the only year I was about to go to the parade, and then they just started dousing hoes like
Yeah, but there's some
throwing
Puerto Rican Day
Mountain
Parade
Dew
always
bitches.
house some of the most beautiful Puerto Rican women, man. Like I loved going there. Like I went there once. Man, I said, listen, I found a couple girls. I said I married a Puerto Rican girl
Wow.
the year after,
That's
and then I divorced her 2 years after.
Wow.
But anyway, yo, when you were doing like promos and pushing, I know I've heard before like that you went up like with Star and Buck Wild. Didn't you like
Yeah.
try to like give them some promo stuff and DJ Enough? How did that?
Yeah. I mean, I'm a hungry artist at the
Yeah.
time.
How
gotta-
was Star in them?
Star was cool.
Mm.
Star showed me massive love. You know what I mean? Same with Ed Lover, Dr. Dre. You know, the thing about me, I'm very persistent in what I'm doing. So I would just go to their fucking shows 4 or 5 in the morning when they walking in the door with the demo or with the promo and hand it to them. You know, it's gonna speak for itself. Hey,
Sure.
I made this for you. Or, you know, if you want. The first one I ever did was for Ed Lover and Dr. Dre, you know, the morning show. I did a bunch of morning shows, promos for them. And I went out there, like I said, 4 or 5 in the morning, handed it over. 3-4 days later, I'm hearing that shit. You know, I'm giving them something that's pertaining to their show, a real promo.
Yeah, sure.
I'm really following, you know, the format of the show
guideline,
and the themes and all of that. So the same with Star and Buck Wild. Hit them off, showed me love. DJ Enough.
Yeah, DJ Enough,
hit them off, you know, they showed me love because I didn't make the promo about me. I made the promo about them. You know what I mean? That's what a promo's supposed to be. It's a commercial here's a commercial for you.
Due diligence.
Of course.
Word of mother.
Let's fast forward. Let's jump right now to Low Life brand. I gotta say that the uni crest, man, if I gotta get rid of everything,
wow.
Only thing I want is my uni ski jacket.
Wow.
If I gotta get rid of everything.
Wow.
Because that right there is the definition for me. And what everybody went through to get that, to keep that, to be that, and how you can see that, like I can see you right now, you 2 blocks down, and I can see you in this piece right now.
Wow. And
especially with the uni crest on your chest, it's just it's like, man, listen, like this was us dressing like Superman.
Yeah.
This was us dressing like a superhero. So Low Life brand, I mean, you're working on doing the same thing that Polo Ralph Lauren did. You want to have seasonal gear. You're going to introduce winter gear. You're going to introduce fall gear. Tell me about this process now.
I mean, right now, we focusing on the next line we releasing, which is the uni stuff. Every flavor you could imagine right now. So, you know what I mean? We not really focusing on all the seasonal stuff yet.
Okay.
Because we just trying to break ground with the classical Ralph Lauren inspired pieces that we, you know, gave the
that you lived and died for.
Yeah. So it's like a lot of the stuff that was designed was based off of the pictures they saw me wearing the stuff. So they were, you know, designing stuff that they saw us wearing back in the days. Like you said, these were pieces people died for in the Low Life and the Polo brand and all that. So these really meant a lot. Like I said, today's my birthday. I never wore this yet.
Yeah.
It's my first time ever putting this piece on. It's a special day right now.
Now, where can people? Is there the website Low Life?
Low-life.com. So you
and
know,
there's
you
pieces
still,
up there.
Well, there's no uni pieces. This is the next series of pieces coming out. So you can look forward to this by the fall.
Okay.
So right now that's 101. That means none before it. You gotta wait for it to
You
come.
already know.
You let me be a part of your book project, Bury Me with the Low On. That was a tremendous project. And then salutes to Rack for his book that just dropped also. But
You got a book?
There are 2 books. The first one is called Bury Me with the Low On. And Bury Me with the Low On is an incredible idea where you've marshaled not just low lives, but people within the culture who represent just the idea of bury me with the low on.
Well, for one, I have tons of respect for you, as you know. You had to be a part of it to me because you're part of this generation understanding who we are, what we did, because you're somebody who lived it as a D-Sep, as a Brooklynite, as all that, you know what I mean? So what I tried to do more than anything, myself and Tom Gould, you know, who did the book
nasty
with me.
photographer.
Yep. So we wanted to show the culture today, not straight go to the past. We wanted to show them it exists now. You know, we gave the brief histories and stuff because this is a book series process right now. It's only the first book. But we focused on the culture where it is today with the people who are relevant of today that are pushing it forward as well, because you're one of those people. You know what I mean? Timeless Truth are one of those people. Mayhem Loren, you know, Bones Malone, all these people. Some of them are from the past as well, and some are from the new generation.
Sure.
But just because these other books are gonna tell you everything about the past, everything that's coming next. You know, Rack dropped his book, which went more in depth of the past of all low lifes together. But now every book that's coming after these are the individual stories. Like, I'm coming next again with another one. Just like Bury Me with the Low On gets a second print this year, because we sold out in 4 days.
Damn.
4 days in the book. So that was quick. We didn't even get to release the commercials that we had to promo, because, I got so much footage from back in the days. It's crazy. We had all these commercials developed, and it made no sense to throw them out because it already sold out. So we're doing a second print this year, and then we'll get a chance to release all the commercials we made and all the footage. But once again, thank you, Dallas, for being a part of it and, holding us down. And
no question. Thank you for coming to me. I talked to you about this briefly, but Internet, I first encountered Thirstin person to person a few years ago after a Timeless Truth video shoot. And I could say that I've never encountered him prior to that, just because your personality is such that, I would have been on an opposite side, but I would have remembered you without question, because your personality is just that charismatic, just that large. And we're together in a group, and it's Mayhem Loren and Timeless Truth and Rock Marciano and Sean Price. Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace, my brother.
And P.F. Cutting, and we're inside P.F. studio, the Wax Museum, and you were like, yo, there's no reason why everybody here can't come together and do a project and move the culture forward. And it was so inspirational to me right then.
Wow.
It was just energy that someone in this group of people would say, no. Look at everybody right here. And we need to do something. We need to find a way to collect this and pool this energy and do something. And I was like, fuck, man, I got to do this low end theory. I got to get this thing going.
Yeah, you helped it happen, man.
And we finally got to do it, man.
And when I was meaning we need to do something, it's just we all need to do our own individual things together and support. That's all it was, and that's what happened. Everybody who was in that room supported everybody for years and years and years. Like, I grew up with Sean Price and things like that. So he's always supported me. And then even when I wasn't a rapper and I just had a turntable in the house with a 4-track and he's already making hits, and I'm like, I'll see him at the corner store when I just went to the store, and I'll be like, yo, son, come back to my crib, man, let's do some shit. And he would come. He ain't tell me, yo, son, I'm in the studio over here at a D&D. Son be like, come on, son, let's go.
Sean Price was definitely an original and a super down to earth. Like it's funny you say that too, because I feel that same way. Like when I opened, I did different websites, and when I opened up SneakerTube, he signed up an account. When I would did You Gotta Eat This food shit that I do. I got a space for that. He would come on and do things with that. Like anything I did, he supported. So it's like, I know what you're saying. It's funny that you bring
the
these
same with
things
Mayhem, Timeless, Rock, and PF. PF
Carter
was a big inspiration for me too. Somebody who held me down many years. He was all of our DJs. He was Sean P DJ, my DJ, so Blase DJ, yeah. P is my dude, man. I have a lot of fun. Like the day I got here, I go fuck with PF. Go just hang out. We ain't gotta work, because I'm a work fiend. But we hang out and just laugh. Just like tonight, I'm going to hang out. I don't want to perform. I want to laugh.
Yeah.
And just have fun with my friends and my family, because that's what everybody is to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then what we doing is way more than a business, or because we all people who love this shit and live it.
Sure.
Like I live this. This is not a gimmick. I never was looking for fame. I wasn't looking to blow up and get rich. I was living my life. That's how it happened with Lola. We weren't looking for anything. We didn't know we were making history. We were just living our lives and surviving, and that became history.
Yeah. No, listen, it can't be said any better than that. Where can people buy the book? In Barnes and Noble and anywhere?
Book is going. Well, Powerhouse Racklow's book, Low Life, an American Classic, is available at Powerhouse Books right now. It just dropped in December. You better hurry up and get it before it gets gone. Bury Me with the Low On sold out in 4 days, and it resell for $1,000 after that.
Really?
On eBay. If you look it up right now, you're not gonna find nothing less than $600-700 for that book.
It's an incredible book. Get all them books.
Well, first of all, internet's got to
book.
read. You got to read.
Get every book. Get every book. And Thirstin, man, congratulations on all your success now, moving forward into schools, moving forward and being a cultural ambassador. That is the best dream of all time, because you are going to do that until you're 100.
Yeah.
And I would love to put something together. In a sense, I would love to get us out of state into a college, into some school where we had a panel, several panels that discussed fashion and New York City history, and then boom, we had a concert, and maybe we had a little buy-sell trade.
Yeah.
Maybe get the low-end theory popping.
Let's do it.
Somewhere else.
You already know you got my support for anything.
Hey,
Dallas.
listen, that's what it's about, man. Brotherhood and just
And
really
love and loyalty.
and support
You
and
support the
supporting each
people
other.
who support you
Exactly.
all the time.
I always tell people, man,
it's not a one-way street, man.
I don't understand people who support people that don't support them. Stop doing that shit. Support people who support you.
Yep.
Most importantly, before we end off, let's get into we have a segment called I Don't Trust People. It's basically who we don't trust or what we don't trust. Internet, you know how to get involved. Hashtag I Don't Trust PPL. Let us know who you don't trust, what you don't trust, and keep filling up the hashtag, and we'll feature you on the next episode. Who we got this week?
Al, so our first one comes from SlimZilla772. I don't trust people who eat nuggets with no sauce, and I support this. Like, what are you doing?
Well, I mean, some people live a dry life. There ain't nothing wrong with that.
You gotta put some moisture on that nugget.
I mean, I tell the girls all the time when
you can't just be running around just throwing dry nuggets in your mouth. That's not good.
You know what? Now that I think about it, you're right. Because
you gotta get that sweet and sour sauce. Our next one comes from IM_Rels. I don't trust people who still have AOL accounts as their primary email address. Again, I support this.
Well, unfortunately, I can't trust myself sometimes. I don't have a primary account, but I still have my AOL account.
But you still
I
dropping
got
that?
my
Like, you
Hotmail.
still going to people?
I still
Premium
got
P
my
at
Yahoo,
AOL?
man.
Nah.
Yeah, I mean,
I still got my same phone
As
number
long as you don't got
since
Ertlink.
1998.
That's crazy.
I don't change. Like, when I got an email account, I didn't have a secondary. I still have the same email account, just like I still got my same cell phone number.
Okay.
That's
It
crazy.
don't switch because it's consistently. I learned that
Are you still with the same carrier?
same carrier. When I had a beeper, I would go.
That's loyalty.
I would go to prison for years and come out, and
Get
my
the same-
beeper is still on.
Yeah. Well, the beeper had a
Put the
great.
money on them bugs.
The beeper back in the day had a great deal, though. You could get them shits a couple of years for a small amount of money.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is I had the same number.
Same number,
My
yeah.
beeper was
Yeah.
on because even when I worked at MTV all them years, that's my money box. Everybody is hollering at me through that beeper. That's how I'm just like the drug dealers in different states.
Sure.
They was getting calls on their beeper. So I maintained the consistency of having that same number. Maybe you was a crackhead, right? And stopped smoking crack for 5 years. And then
It's all
on the
about that
6th year,
sixth year.
you want to make a comeback. My
There he
number's
goes.
the
You know what I mean? You fall down 5 times, you get up 6. Call your crack dealer. Our next submission comes from Alejandro_C Jr. Premium P, I got one for you. I don't trust people who got on a Montclair, Robbin jeans, some J's, but asked me for a MetroCard swipe.
Man, that goes to what we were saying back earlier.
That's a fact.
Looking fresh.
And then you replied, LOL, word, as Dallas Penn would say, fresh to debit.
No, debt.
Fresh to
That's
debt?
the debt.
Fresh to
Yeah,
debt?
debt.
Fuck it. You ain't got that debit. It's got an other account.
Fresh
It's where
to
your
debt.
account is set up. You in debt.
That's all right though. We go through. I like to say I go through temporary, recurring deficits. I be down, but I be up again.
It's up and down. Yeah. When you understand, that's life though. That's a process. If you can handle both, you're gonna go on for a very long time.
Damn,
Wisdom.
If I could live the day after my paycheck like I do the day before, I squeeze that motherfucking single so
That's a
tight,
fact.
George Washington cry.
Wow.
On Wednesday and Thursday,
wig
you be like
get messed
dressing up
up.
ramen. Friday, you eating lobster. I have one. I don't trust people who make salads and put those grape tomatoes in it and don't cut it. Like, I don't want no tomato bust in my mouth. Like, I don't like that.
Yeah, but
You don't like that?
I
you don't got no
definitely.
experience.
I don't like
too
that.
bad,
Okay.
too bad.
I don't
sorry.
like it. I don't.
Like, Antenna, she doesn't swallow.
I don't like that. What?
No,
Hold on, I got one for
I'm
you.
calling
okay.
my uncle. I was just about to ask you if
I'm
you
sorry.
had one.
I don't trust people who don't trust people.
Oh,
Because
shots.
I've learned throughout life that you gotta shift through the dirt to find the gold. The only way you're gonna meet good people is to
Be
to give
open-minded.
people a chance. Everybody's different. You know what I mean? Many people say, "Yeah, I don't fuck with nobody." I don't fuck with niggas who don't fuck with nobody.
There we go.
Because that tells me a lot about you. You don't have an understanding of this world is built of more than your understanding and my understanding. So the more I come in contact with people that are totally different from me, the more I'm gonna build and I'm gonna grow. You know what I mean? So I don't trust people who don't trust people.
No, there we go. He shut the whole shit down.
Right there. And this was the last time we did that segment.
Mic drop.
Where are you on social?
Segment done.
ThirstinHowl3rd.com is the website.
Okay, Twitter.
Thirstin Howl 3rd, Instagram, Thirstin Howl 3rd. Everything is spelled the same. My Facebook is Victor Thirstin Howl 3rd de Jesus.
Oh,
Now you gotta tap
Primo.
back into your roots.
Monito. And listen, Low Life,
Dash
LOLife.com. Listen, a lot of
What
things.
about for the women, like the low hoes?
Low wives.
Yeah, them too. That's
That's the low wives, though.
Yeah, Low Life.
Low hoes is a different category.
Yeah,
So
That's in
applications always
USPA.
being accepted. So you could apply to be a low hoe if you
Ralph
need to
Lauren.
be.
But listen,
That's hard. She said Ralph Lauren.
yeah.
Come on, this is what I do. I'm about to get a job at the low life
But listen,
headquarters.
I will say this: you're a true Renaissance man. Real talk.
Thank you.
When I I mean, I heard of you many years, but when I started to do some research, I was like, damn, dude had his hands in a lot of things. Still to this day.
Hands.
No. There's no pause needed. And you know, you think about that. That's not easy for everybody to do. And you know, me and Dallas always talk about this as being friends, and that just goes to show you just your authentic, just being authentic and being organic will get you so much further than, you know, like money can't buy that shit. You know,
It's about being self-sufficient,
Yeah.
man. I learned that when nobody wanted to help me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I became a rapper, nobody believed me. They thought I was up to something. When I'm like, yo, man, give me a beat, son. Let me come in your studio. Yo, son, don't let that nigga in the studio.
He said he gonna beat you up in the studio.
Yeah, that's this real shit. Like, so I learned to do for myself. When nobody wanted to record me, I remember going to studio first 2-3 times, pay for studio time. Every time I left the studio, I wanted to change something on this beat on the song when I went home. So I knew that I had to have my hands on it, whatever I was doing. So through trial and error, I was able to learn everything and be self-sufficient. So I don't gotta call you to do nothing. I'm doing my productions. I'm doing them myself. I'm recording. I'm producing. I'm mixing. I'm engineering. I'm doing it myself because I want to do too much. You know what I mean? So I had to learn, and then I forced myself to learn. You know, I was able to work with a lot of great people who helped teach me, but I knew that I had to have my hands on it to really make it happen.
I think that's the best way to learn is when you do the shit yourself. You know,
Yep.
most definitely.
Trial and error.
But internet, listen, Dallas.
Gems on gems on gems.
Beautiful episode. I mean, full of just culture, fashion, gems, wisdom, life. Just real talk, man. Like, you know, just.
I'm hungry. Can we go into a restaurant? You just go get my stuff.
You want me to
Just
steal
go
your shit?
behind the shit. And
I
ask me
cook.
what
You
I
know I'm a
want.
chef too, though. I cook it for you.
Listen,
Oh,
Wait, what kind of? Are
she
you a
laughing
chef
at me
or
like
you
I'm
like
not.
penitentiary
She
chef?
got-
You going?
I'm a penitentiary chef.
Cheez-Its as cheese.
But not only
Okay.
that, remember, I'm Puerto Rican. I cook all that Puerto Rican shit.
Don't talk to me like that, cause me ex novio ex Puerto Riqueño.
But he
the
not
fuck?
me, though.
He know.
the fuck is she?
He know what I said.
Listen.
Wepa.
Miss Liz is gonna get pregnant by Thirstin Howl. She's gonna be
Nah,
Thirstin. She's gonna have
no
Thirstin
pregnant
You know
Howl
how
at
many
4.
baby mothers I got already?
Whoa.
I can't do it.
No more.
Nah, I'm good.
He's gonna use a condom, Dorex.
I'm good.
But anyway, internet, listen, Thirstin Howl the 3rd. Check him out, man, and just follow up with the Low Life. follow up with any books you got coming on. And like I said, you're a true Renaissance man. We appreciate you
up.
coming through, most definitely.
That's love. Thank you for having me, man. I really appreciate being here. You know, big up my boy Dallas Penn.
CHEA.
You know, love is always there.
Big DP.
Yeah.
See you next episode.
2 L's up, internets.
CHEA.
Hell, man.
Al, where them L's at? One
Bro.
L for Meek Mill and 1 L for Meek Mill. Back to back. 2 L.